look in your eyes. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play that you don't say. Come back to another day. You feel it. It's mine. Just look at you. Roll back your eyes. Now I know your love gets mine. Knowing that you're trusting all the night. Your rapture wants rain. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rhythm wants play. Rapture wants play. Rhythm wants play. Now whatever you do more than what you say. We're gonna get to play. Rapture wants play. Rapture wants play. Rapture wants rave. Your rhythm is a slave. Do what you feel. It ain't gonna go away. Rapture wants rave. You ain't no love, babe. Yeah, you know it's always an alternate state. Things that you don't say never go away. Things that you don't say, but happen in place. Rapture wants rave. Rapture wants rave. Rapture wants rave. Rhythm wants rave. Rapture wants rave. Make your face. Rhythm wants rave. Rapture wants. Rapture wants. Rapture wants. Rapture wants rave. Rapture wants rave. Yeah. It's never okay. Yeah, it's never gonna be okay. Rapture wants. Rapture wants. Rapture wants. Love needs peace. Rapture wants. Wants. Rapture wants. Rapture wants rave. Rhythm. Wants ding. Think about the things that you don't say. When you go against mine, when you feel it up on that hate. Things that you don't say. The things that you don't say, they never go away. You're rubbing against mine. You're feeling all that hate. Know that love don't go away. Especially when rapture. Rhythm wants to say, things that you don't say. Make your face. Rapture wants rave. Rhythm wants rave. Things that you don't say. Rhythm make your face. Things that you don't say. 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 things that you don't say, 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 things that you don't say.
Rapture wants rave. Your rhythm needs a slave. It's never okay. You feel that pain, you know it's okay. You're always gonna remain for me, my slave. Rapture wants rave. Rhythm don't fade. You know love. It needs hate. There to remain. The opposites stay. Rapture wants rave. Never okay. Gotta look in my eyes and then know you feel that hate. Feel that pain. Rapture wants rave.
Hey, 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 you don't say,
Okay, no, that's the way. The Josephine plays and Rapture wants rave. Never okay. No love needs hate. Even out that state. Rapture needs rave. Hate needs fate. Love needs aid. No way. Yeah. No one remain. Not all to stay. Forever remains since the day we go away. No one remain in that space. Far away. Everything's alright. The bridge breaks. It's not gonna be okay. I might walk in that pain. Rapture needs rave. Not okay.
This is Family Like the Ghost, and we're talking up the song Rapture Wants a Rave. This is an old song from 2017 that was an instrumental, and Family Like the Ghost is my vehicle for creating electronic music. I've been playing music since I was like 17. I bought a Roland D5, and I had a Tascam 4-track recorder. I also had a Casio CZ101, and kind of learned about subtractive synthesis using the CZ101 and the D5. And then later, 10, 15 years later, I got a Roland, GI. And I really didn't start playing with creating tones until I got my System 1M, and then I got, which is Roland's modular synthesizer, and they can replicate a lot of cool stuff like the System 100, SH101, other things like that. Then I got a Moog Mother 32, and I really started getting into Robert Moog's subtractive synthesis concepts. And this year I got a DFAM, which is a drummer from another mother, which is an analog drum machine from Moog. It's totally analog. Even the sequencer's analog. You can't even save the sequences, unlike the mother. Then on top of that, I got into the Eurorack trend, and I got an Arturia 6U, which is a rack root. And in my rack root, I put in the Mother 32 and the drummer from another mother. Then I took two Make Noise modules. Make Noise is an awesome synthesizer module company, and they make standalone Euroracks. They make the Zero Coast, which I talked about on my Experiment show. And what I have is their Morphogene, which is a real revelation in terms of sampling. lets you sample over 3 minutes worth of sample, and that lets you totally deconstruct the sample and make it almost unrecognizable. You can kind of play the filters on it like you would play a mode filter. You can really, do a lot of time shifting, a lot of pitch shifting. Um, you can get it to almost play multiple sounds at once, and morphing and playing with what they call the gene size and the splices is really cool. You can take multiple samples and kind of splice them together and have them kind of cross fading into each other. So a lot of times what I do is I'll sample actual a Bam Electric Ghost song and use that sample as the basis of a new song, and then I'll overdub using my my Zoom R24 digital recorder, using my hardware workflow, which is not like a DAW and not like Fruity Loops or anything like that. I actually use the hardware sense and record the direct sense into the Zoom. I originally had an R16, then I got an R24. It has a lot more headroom. I haven't really taken advantage of the samples or drum machine. There's maybe one song I used the drum machine on that I found it kind of difficult to use. I guess I gotta figure it out more. But I do love the recording capacity of the R24. It allows you to capture a lot of the signal. I get a lot better vocals. My analog and digital synth sounds a lot cleaner. My vocals are a lot cleaner. I have adjusted what I use for vocal recording. I use a Studio Electronics microphone with kind of a breath spit guard on it on a boom mic. I also have a Roland BTO3, which is their vocal transformer. I had been using the JDXI synth and the vocoder that's resident in that system to create Josephine Electric and Phantom. I still like it for the Phantom, but for Josephine, the VTO3 has been very useful to bring out the femininity of her voice, and I use that vocal transformer in real time to do her vocals. And the story behind that is that Josephine Electric is a character I developed, kind of like thinking about the Gorillas. You think about how they have 2D and they have Noodle. I created Josephine because I was playing with my voice. I really didn't like my male voice so much. I do use Phantom voice rarely on Ghost songs. I actually putting together a Phantom album. But what I liked was I was playing with the soprano mode on a JDXI vocoder, and I found Josephine. I just found that voice. It was like a pitch shift of my voice into soprano mode created her voice, and it was very unique that I heard this female voice. It was in real time, and then it made me start thinking about what I could do if I create a character, like a writer, create a female character and then play her out, act like being an actor. So a lot of the Family Like the Ghost songs are this idea of Josephine, being this individual character that I've created, and then she has her life and her passions. In this particular song, Rapture Wants to Rave, it originally was just an instrumental that I did in 2017. I did an instrumental album on Bandcamp just to see what the reaction would be. And that's what I originally used to do, just soundscapes on SoundCloud. And then suddenly, once I had the JDXI, I started doing vocals with Josephine. And suddenly my listens boosted from like 1,200 to over to 73,000 now on SoundCloud, and I've got over 32,000 on Fanburst. I've done a collaboration with the great electronic artist Alt Control K out of Los Angeles. I did a collaboration with Lonnie Claire out of New York City. I did a collaboration with DJ Squash Kid in New Hampshire. And I'm always looking to collab with additional people. I'm working on some ideas going forward. I've been wanting to work with filmmakers I am talking to an independent record label to see if I get some tour support. But Rapture Wants to Rave is this idea that that within the rave culture is this kind of romance and this kind of letting go of inhibitions. And Josephine kind of talked about how love needs hate to kind of equal out that state or to kind of stabilize it. So there's opposing forces in life, and without except the yin and the yang concept. So love needs hate to create that opposing state is this kind of yin and yang idea. And I kind of play off with that because I got female and male, the kind of negative and the positive, the good and evil going on in my song. I have a lot of duality. So Rapture Wants to Rave kind of talks about the duality of romance and passion. How there's there's a negative side, there's a positive side, and then basically there's also this concept of no matter which road you take, you're gonna end up in the grave. One way or the other, you're gonna end up in the same place. It's just what happens along that way, what happens on that ride. So Josephine, kind of brings that concept out through the song, and I also had this backward tape looping on one version of it. But I think that's the one we're talking about. But I used the morphogene to kind of loop it on my voice. The first time I actually just did a pure voice sample. So I sampled my voice, reading out some lyrics, maybe 4 sets of lyrics. And I just ran it through and then slowed it down, sped it up, slowed it down, kind of put it on the tape, and then used an overdub of the morphogene, put that down, and then I overdubbed the Mother 32, and I actually was playing the Mother 32 with the pads. And then I took a DFAM beat that I created, and kind of played a filter on the DFAM. You can go between oscillator 1 and oscillator 2, or both. You can play around with the filter, kind of play the filter while you play the drum machine to get some variation. So this song is basically a full experiment using digital and analog synths, using Euro racks, using vocal transformers and sequencers and my own samples. It's all original music, not taken from anybody, not taken from Fruity Loops or anything like that. Not that that's a bad thing, but I like to do original music and not rip off anybody's beats. I make my own beats. What we are also trying to do is get a co-host. We're looking for a female co-host to be on the show because we used to do that with All Control K, and then we kind of had a little parting other ways, kind of like a Big Star kind of situation. Our album 2 Venom came out, and then we weren't able to fully support it because the band broke up. And I have no hard feeling that toward her. I screwed that whole situation up. But the music is very good, and we had been doing a really cool thing where we were talking about all kinds of synth and indie music tech and our favorite bands and our influences. And we had a really good show. We had 2,000-3,000 people following us. But sometimes things don't work out. But what I found from that is, I see a lot of shows on YouTube talking about electronic music, talking about synths, and it's just a bunch of guys, and they're middle-aged guys like me, talking about synths. And it's cool, but it'd be cool, like what Moog did this year, is they had a lot of female DJs and synth players come to go on the Moog Fest and try to DFAM and try to grandmother. And what I'd like to do is have this show have a female co-host, and we talk about all things electronic and indie. We do also interview. I have interviewed Kendra Black, who sings a song with Snoop Dogg called Rude, and she also has a song out right now called Dangerous. And I interviewed her a couple weeks back. I interviewed the Bermuda soul duo Heritage, and they have a new song, Red Lips, and it's a great cover. They're out on YouTube, and they're really hitting it. I hope they collab with them. They're still open to it. And then we also interviewed Shannon Ariana, who has the album Eon Flux. In the future, I'll be interviewing some other bands. I'll be bringing over Christina Passion's interviews from Spearman, and also we're bringing over interviews of the punk brother duo, The Muted, and we had interviewed them on Spearman. We're going to bring that interview back over here. So we have a lot of cool things going on, but if you want to contact us about being a co-host, I know, guys, you might want to say, well, how come you don't want a guy? Like I said, there's not a lot of female artists being represented in this type of genre, so I kind of want that. Not that I won't talk to you for a separate interview, and maybe we have a separate thing going on if that works out. But cause I used to do a show with rock tunes, so don't get all upset. So if you want to look into being a co-host, it's a free gig. We don't pay, but it'll give exposure for your projects if you're on it. So just do a voice memo reply to this podcast. You can find me at Family Electric Ghost on Anchor, or send me a note on my Facebook, just Family Electric Ghost. You can find me there. You can find me on SoundCloud. You can also find me on a lot of other places. We'll be able to do a lot of cool things. So we'll see what's going on. But what I want to do is this, do this show and see if you're into it. So hopefully you'll want to do it, and you'll get in touch with me. You can also find me on my Instagram, expansive_sound experiments. So it's expansive_sound_experiments. And send me a little note, and we can talk. We can have a Skype. If you send me that, we can talk it out and see what your schedule is and what we could do. I'd like to do it weekly. We'll see if we could do it more often or less often, depending on your schedule. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for everybody supporting the Ghost. You can listen to the segment, which will have the song on this podcast, and soon the song will be available on all the streaming services. You might check it out there and support the Ghost. And we'll let you know when we're actually doing some shows. Mostly we'll be in New England, mostly in New York City. Hopefully we can catch some shows in Boston. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.